Have you ever seen a block of sandstone with a perfect 90-degree corner? A surface so smooth it looks as if it were sliced by a laser, and each edge stretching nearly 21 feet long. That's over 7 yards, longer than a standard school bus. And each block, it weighs up to 1.4 million pounds, roughly the mass of 2 fully loaded Boeing 747s. But here's the catch. These aren't hidden away in some museum archive. They're just sitting there, out in the barren desert of southern Utah, right near the Arizona border. Like someone or something cut them, aligned them, and then walked away. Some blocks have even vanished without a trace, as if a quarry once operated here, only to halt suddenly mid-extraction. To the untrained eye, they might look like oversized Lego bricks. But others believe these behemoths were once submerged beneath ancient oceans, long before a cataclysmic flood reshaped the earth. So if nature didn't carve those flawless angles, then who did? And why would anyone leave behind stones weighing hundreds of tons in the middle of nowhere? Could this be the remnant of a forgotten civilization? One that existed long before the Great Flood spoken of in myths across the world? If you're asking that question right now, you're not alone. Join me as we dive deep into one of the strangest enigmas ever left in stone. And if you feel the pull of hidden truths just beneath the surface, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this journey into the shadows of ancient memory is only just beginning. If you think Lego is just a children's game, you might want to reconsider. As you approach these stone blocks, something becomes immediately clear. They weren't placed here by chance. Each one appears deliberately cut, sorted, and arranged, as if following a blueprint no one can see. Some of them are aligned so tightly, you'd believe that with just a slight pull, they'd pop out, like massive ancient puzzle pieces waiting to be unlocked. Perfect corners, polished planes, and right between these formations are hollow, square-shaped gaps, as if something once occupied the space and was cleanly removed. What remains is a colossal system of stone, neat, silent, and completely unexplained. Now tell me, do you truly believe this is natural? I'm not saying it's man-made, but the precision, the intention behind every edge makes me wonder, is nature trying to tell a story we've never truly heard? And if this truly is an abandoned quarry, could it be that we're standing on the remnants of a civilization swept away by time and by flood? Because what if there's another place, with stone blocks just as massive, just as exact? Would you still call it coincidence? If you've heard of Baalbek, an ancient stone complex in Lebanon, you'll see the resemblances is uncanny. Beneath the Temple of Jupiter lie 3 megaliths, known as the Trilithon. Each stone stretches nearly 63 feet in length, rises over 13 feet tall, and weighs a staggering 1.65 million pounds, nearly twice the weight of Monument Valley's largest block. And yet, there's no ancient record of who placed them there, or how they were cut, moved, and positioned with such surgical accuracy. Right beside the temple is another stone, the infamous Stone of the Pregnant Woman. It's nearly 70 feet long, weighing an estimated 2 million pounds, still lying idle in its quarry, untouched, unmoved. Even modern archaeologists admit, with all our current lifting technology, we could barely replicate such a feat. So how did a civilization thousands of years ago cut, lift, and set stones of such monstrous weight with a precision we can hardly achieve today? If Baalbek shows us that ancient hands once defied logic, then it forces us to ask, are the sandstone cubes in Utah really nature's doing? Because the simplest answer is not always the correct one. Some geologists offer this explanation. Sandstone forms from layers of compacted sand, pressed and fused over millions of years. When tectonic forces lift these layers, exposing them to wind, water, heat, and life, they begin to crack along existing fault lines. According to this theory, erosion can split the stone into neat, square-shaped blocks, as if cast in invisible molds. It sounds reasonable, but then why are so many of these blocks identical in size? Why have some been removed without a trace of collapse weathering, or erosion. If this is just coincidence, then it's the most organized, calculated coincidence we've ever seen carved into Earth. And then there's one more clue, one that lies right on the surface of these stones. Something that may point to an entirely different origin, fossilized coral, fused into the rock face itself, as if this place once lay beneath a deep, ancient sea. Now picture this. You're standing before a natural stone wall, taller than a 3-story building, made from thousands of interlocked hexagonal columns. They're so precisely aligned, you'd swear it was cast from concrete. Across the world, there are places where nature mimics human design and blurs the line between chaos and order. In Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland, over 40,000 basalt columns locked together like a titanic honeycomb, tilted as if forming steps descending into the sea. Their symmetry is so sharp, many believed it was once part of an ancient road, buried and forgotten. In California, Devil's Postpile rises like a stone organ, its columns standing straight, 60 feet high, lined with eerie perfection. In Iceland, the Svartafoss waterfall plunges in the midst of jet-black lava pillars. So flawless in form, they inspired the design of Iceland's iconic Hallgrímskirkja church. On Staffa Island, Scotland, inside Fingal's Cave, you'll feel like you've stepped into a cathedral sculpted by the sea. Even in the Czech Republic, at Panská Skala, hundreds of vertical stone pipes jut from the earth so symmetrically, they've been nicknamed the organ pipes. But there's something all these sites have in common. They were forged by volcanic basalt. That striking geometry, those hexagonal columns, are the natural result of cooling magma, cracking into perfect patterns as it solidifies. But Monument Valley has no volcanoes, no basalt, only sandstone, a sedimentary rock made from compacted sand. It doesn't shrink, it doesn't split that way. So why do we find massive 90-degree cubes with smooth, clean-cut faces weighing millions of pounds, stacked in silence across a desert plain, with no match anywhere else on Earth? If nature could do this randomly, why did it only happen once in one place, with one type of rock, and never again? There's another anomaly, coral fossils embedded into the stone, right on the surface. Some believe this proves the area was once underwater, submerged in an ancient sea long before the world looked the way it does now. Others argue these fossils might have arrived through long-lost waterways or seismic shifts. No single theory has been confirmed, but their presence continues to puzzle researchers. And for some, it evokes something deeper. The ancient flood legends passed down through generations. The Navajo speak of lost worlds, washed away by great floods. In Mesopotamia, the Epic of Gilgamesh tells of one. So does the Bible's story of Noah. The Hopi remember it. So do tribes of the Pacific. Across cultures, across continents, the message echoes. A world that came before erased to make way for the one we now know. This is cultural speculation, not yet supported by scientific evidence, but it remains a source of inspiration for ongoing research and debate to this day. Beneath the scorching sun of the American West, the sandstone blocks remain, sharp, straight, and silent. They don't speak, but they don't hide either. Some see them as the slow work of nature, sculpted by millions of years of wind, rain, and time. Others ask different questions. Could there be more to this place than erosion and weathering? Could something else, beyond mere elements, have played a role in shaping this impossible geometry? We may not have enough proof to say for certain, but what is clear is that Monument Valley still holds secrets, not only locked in stone, but buried in the very way we ask questions about our past. One truth, however, is undeniable. There is no place like Monument Valley, and these stones, whether forged by time or touched by ancient hands, compel us to stop, to stare, and to wonder what really happened here. So, what do you believe? Is this a masterpiece of natural design? Or the last surviving trace of a forgotten civilization, its bricks scattered like whispers in the sand? Share your thoughts below, because maybe, just maybe, you hold the key to a piece of the puzzle no one's ever considered. And if you feel that pull to keep searching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a step in our journey to uncover what still hides on this earth. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.